Here we go. We got trading drama. Here's Pat. He produces it like no other. Today was beyond the pale. These guys at Tradeify, Brett and Pat's going at it. Gotta say, Pat's kind of right. Gotta do some research and make sure you don't hire scammers, or at least past scammers. You don't want to piss off most of your audience and your customers. Let's just let Pat put it in his own words and we'll react to it.
Tradeify, cut ties. I want to make this video not to trash Tradeify, but I want to put it out there so people know kind of the true story, what's going on here, why this all happened, why it transpired. I know it's drama, it's YouTube, but hey, sometimes people like the drama. They want to hear about it. Well, today I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought I was.
You did.
You know what any honorable person would do. You know, if they see something and they think it's bullshit,
see something,
call it out.
say something.
That's at least the way I live my life. That's my motto. I kind of like, if I see something, if it smells like bullshit, it looks like bullshit, I'm gonna call it out. You guys already know the whole Jdun, Danny Trade saga.
Yeah.
I thought, hey, Jdun, he leaves funded fucking family futures, tells everybody that he's gonna focus on his Discord. I thought that was kind of like the last that we would ever hear of him, right? Like he would kind of disappear into the blackness of being a Discord owner.
But he's back.
Today, I wake up and I see, Jdun is going to be on Tradeify's live stream. And I'm like, oh my God.
Bad decision.
Why would they feature him? Why would they feature a proven and...
It's a good question. Now, either this is all PR and a publicity stunt with Pat and everybody. He's got introducing funding ticks all over his site. So who knows, right? But it could be, this could be as sincere as there is. But I got a feeling from reading Pat's body language. I'm an old guy. This is a young man who knows how to trade and make a bunch of money. And so I made a bunch of money in different industries, and I'm just having fun trading as a retiree. And I love watching the kid. But I don't know where this is going, right? But I do think as a business guy, for Tradeify to cut ties with him on the stream, and they don't have any idea that people like me are watching and what the breadth of the audience is, Pat is an entertainer and he's a trader. He does a damn good job at it. But a lot of us watch him for the entertainment. Yes, it's locker room banter and all that kind of stuff, but who cares? Don't fucking watch him if you don't like the locker room side of it. If you want to learn how to trade, learn how he does his specific trading, that's fine. But jumping out there in the middle of a trading session and cutting ties and creating this drama was kind of interesting to me. Let's let Pat continue to talk.
A known scammer on their live stream. It made no sense to me. The guy makes no money trading. He's never shown any proof. He literally runs a Discord that everybody complains because he doesn't actually tell them what to do. I could run a Discord. I could charge money for a Discord, but I trade live on YouTube and show you guys my trades live, right? That's the deal that we got. I'm like, hey, use my code PW. I'll trade live. We'll talk about the markets. We'll try to make some money together, and we'll have some fun. We'll have some entertainment. So this morning, I saw that, and obviously, I've got to start talking shit because I'm like, hey, at one point,
and he did.
I thought that he was going to destroy Patrick Wieland. At one point,
and he was on the Discord. Discord. Jeez Louise. He was on his stream today, and I listened to 3 or 4 people. I call them my human indicators. So I use all of my way that I've taught myself how to trade, and I watch these guys too. If I got 3 human indicators, I got Pat and Rocket Scooter and Trades with Matt and Mike Schwartz, and everyone's saying go long, and all my indicators are saying we're in an uptrend. Then I'll look for some entries and some pullbacks and things like that. I call them my human indicators, and Pat's one of them. And he trades it live, right? And so I get that. This Jdun guy, bad experience. A lot of people I know has had a bad experience. I'm going to leave it at that. Let's let Pat talk here.
Danny Trades and Jdun thought that they were going to destroy Patrick Wieland. So to see that one of my big partnerships, one of my big companies that I work with, is now promoting this fucking scammer, I'm like, whoa.
Sorry about the language. This is what it is.
After I started calling bullshit, Brett Simba decided to text me, and he's like, "Hey, you're gonna quit? Do you want to cut it off? Blah blah blah." Like basically saying, if I don't stop talking shit, they're gonna cut me off.
Yeah. Why would you threaten an influencer like Pat with, "Hey, you want to quit? What you want to do?" He's calling out someone that's on your show that took advantage of a lot of people. And I'm gonna tell you, like, I've got 500 accounts with Tradeify, and I trade 20 accounts a day. How could I possibly stay in business with this guy? Pat could be wrong or right, but the way that Tradeify handled this today was not right at all, in my opinion.
I'm like, my response, okay, cut me off. Like, I'm not gonna not talk shit about a guy that literally
Or talk the truth.
ran a fucking
Just talk the truth, Pat.
and basically scammed everybody and then left, and then now is magically just absolved. You know, oh, we forgive him. We forgive Jdun. Jdun is a perfect person now. Oh, you know. Oh.
So, Tradeify management, I won't call anybody out. Who are you to forgive everybody that lost their money, who gets ill-advised? I mean, come on. This is kind of crazy. Pat was a top on the leaderboard. You guys got to at least come clean and let us know what the real story is. There's got to be another story. This can't be this Jdun story. I would be very surprised and actually disappointed if this what seems superficial to me will be why you guys cut ties. You got a known scammer that comes on you that you're going to promote to come on your TV show. You get bombed on Twitter by people who have been taking advantage from him. I'm one of them. And then you cut Pat. You know, just last week, didn't you get on his channel and donate $100? Was that just a selfish promotion of your prop firm? Or was you being sincere then? It's only been a few days later. So I don't really get this. I'm really struggling to figure out from a business person where this is coming from. But go ahead, Pat.
No, get the fuck out of here. Again, like, the proof is in the pudding. You can go right here. Like, this is literally a post that Danny Trades and Jdun were posting on Twitter talking about me, how they're going to prove me wrong, how they're going to prove Patrick Wieland wrong because Danny Trades makes all this money and Funded Family is the best prop firm ever. Number one, it's not. Number two, it's ran by Danny Trades' dad. Danny Trades' dad sells
My understanding is Danny Trades' father put up some cash, and that's how the prop firm got started. And a lot of people lost their money, which just means you put your money into that prop firm or you bought evals or whatever, and no matter what your performance was, you was never going to get your money back. You was never going to be funded. You was never going to make any money. So that's the epitome of a scam, you know? Yeah, I mean, we're a Tradeify on this. I would love to see some statistics. Maybe congressmen in these counties and states where these prop firms operate need to audit and see how many people gets paid out. Who audits these things? Perhaps it's time for an audit. I trade my own money. I trade prop firm money online to make videos and have fun and teach people. But I trade my own money and I trade options. I trade, futures. I trade whatever the hell I want to trade. It's my money, right? But I'm just wondering what's going on. This seems so bizarre that would have this individual on their TV station channel and then to blow up and crush and try to crush Pat like this. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Maybe we got to peel this onion back, right? Go ahead, Pat.
Medicare insurance. That is the scammiest, nastiest, dirtiest fucking like scam industry in the entire world. Medicare insurance. You know, when you're an insurance salesman and you're calling old people trying to get them to like do different Medicare.
Now, full disclosure, I'm on Medicare. I'm a disabled person. I got disabled from the vaccine. The second vaccine shot jacked me up and cost me just my whole livelihood. So I'm on a vaccine injury list. I'm getting paid through Medicare. But the moment you get approved from the government for that, people come out of the effing woodwork trying to leech onto you, and you got to do your homework. I could just see where people, elderly that's not astute, could get preyed upon, and it is a bad deal in the industry. In the Medicare and health insurance industry, Medicare people are the most complained about to the insurance and commerce commissions across the country. So Pat's right about that. Lots of shysters.
Care plans or whatever bullshit. It's a scam. I don't care what anybody says. You can look it up. Medicare, fucking, life insurance policies, all that bullshit. It's a scam, right? There's a million pages of fine print. It's a scam. Let's be honest.
Life insurance, technically, to be transparent, is not a scam. Had several of my family members whose downline totally changed, getting a $500,000 life insurance payout. So it's not a scam. It can be a scam. And that's what he's talking about. Perhaps he's talking about this gentleman's father has been caught in scams, or he has a propensity to do scams, but life insurance, whole life, and things like that is not a scam in overall, to be transparent. I understand that Pat is upset, and he might be talking specifically about this one guy. But so out there, folks, getting a life insurance policy, if you God forbid, need it, it's a life-changing event for your family that's the beneficiaries of that. That's a fact.
Like, why, you go to these like independent Medicare specialists, fucking Danny's dad, little fat little, I won't get into it. But either way, Danny, Jdun, they thought they were the biggest badasses in the industry. Well, we all know how that played out, and obviously they looked really bad, right? They're going to look bad. Well, they thought they were going to make me look bad, but now Danny is no longer a part of Funded Family Futures, and well, Jdun.
How can he no longer be a part? I'm gonna check these backstories and find out what the hell's going on with this stuff.
Is no longer a part because he has his Discord, right? His fucking Discord. My Discord. I teach you how to trade in my Discord. Get the fuck out of here. So yeah, that's why. This is why this is all happening. Again, I really had a great time. I had a great time working with Tradeify. I went through the Straight to Funded program. I got into the live account. I thought I proved myself. It's like being a very good, trader, good part.
Here is what I got a question on, everybody. How is Pat at the top of this list? And over him being himself, every day on the stream, he uses the R word, right? He's dropping F-bombs every day. They knew that before they made a deal with him. Now he's upset with someone he had a feud with prior, had nothing to do with Tradeify. He's upset with that person. He simply says on his stream today, shame on you, Tradeify, for bringing this guy on. They should have known not to bring this guy on. You just don't bring a firebrand on your show without doing some sort of analysis with your customer base, your other influencers. There's got to be some sort of measuring stick, right, and proxy analysis with this. Did they just drop the ball? Are these people just someone sitting at home in their mom's basement on computers selling us all this stuff? I mean, I'm beginning to wonder, what is a prop firm? Do they have offices? Like if I jump on an airplane and I fly to where they are, for where Tradeify is, I could just drive. What am I going to find? What I'm seemingly finding just from the innuendo here is a total lack of professionalism. Total lack of professionalism. Pat is an entertainer and an influencer. Tradeify is a professional company. Again, just last week, they were on his stream. Brett was from Tradeify donating money. What was that about? Why would you do that? Why would you need a Jdun to come on your channel? I just, something's not right. Something's fishy. It may be from Pat's end. It may be. I'm a trader. I don't take a bias up or down. None of you should, right? I read what I see. And right now I'm calling a little BS here. Go ahead, Pat.
Partner, all I've done is basically like, hey, I've promoted you guys. All I've done is help build your business. I've made you millions and millions of dollars. And then you go and you feature this fucking egg-headed motherfucker on your stream. Like, that's just bad. It's a bad look. It's bad not even because of my drama or whatever with Jdun, but the fact of, like, you want to promote this to the industry? Like, this is what you want to promote? You want people to see this fucking idiot and then join their Discord and then continue to lose money so that you can make more money as a prop firm? I mean, maybe. Hold on a second. How does a prop firm make money? They make money from traders losing, so maybe it would be better to not promote the guy who's, maybe.
Now, you got to know this, and I don't want to offend any of the prop firm executives out there, but we know your business model, guys. Your business model is no different than selling diet pills. Buy my pill and lose all your weight. Prop firms, buy my product and make millions of dollars trading. I mean, that's the deal. And that's the deal among lots of industries. I'm a retired sports car racer, professional, won a lot of championships. I still coach people all over the country. I fly to 7 countries a year, Budai, Dubai, Gobai, all the different names you want to call it. I'm flying around and teaching them how to drive sports car racing. Is any of my students ever going to achieve the success I had? Probably not. 1 in 100 actually win a championship and do something good in sports car racing. That's what this is. So guys, don't pretend that ain't what it is. Just say what it is. 1 to 5% is going to make some money trading. If you want to know the truth, trade your own money. Put a couple $1,000s in AMP or someplace like that. Trade micros. Forget watching all these YouTube videos with all these people and just trade the solid things and setups that you learn, and you'll make a little money and maybe you teach yourself, but maybe you'll go broke. So you need to have a backup plan. When you fly to Hollywood, you better get a job as a bartender and then go on auditions. But guess what's going to pay the rent? Your bartending job. Does that make sense? Okay, Pat.
Hold on. I don't know. Either way, stipulation. So, Brett texted me. He made kind of a little sly little threat, like, "Oh, do you want to get cut off at the end of the day?" And I was like, "Hey, cut me off right now, motherfucker, because I don't care. I'm not anybody's bitch. I'll never be anybody's bitch, and everybody knows that, So again, here's the
kudos to you, Pat.
Cut off, not the end of the month. They paid me.
Now that said, I don't think you should have done this. This is not good for their two businesses. Maybe they're naive. Maybe these guys haven't had 100 employees before like me. You got a lot of people that rely on that revenues on both sides. So maybe it is let's talk after this, bud. But you know what? You got a very high type personality in Pat. I don't know Brad and what his personality is. And maybe he's throwing his weight around in a room, and maybe he could. But from where I'm looking at, you wouldn't see normal corporate people behaving this way, even in this most public front is where they make their money. Unless this is all a ruse. Hey, if this is a ruse, power to you guys. I've more than once paid PR firms to help me stir the pot when we needed to get the ball rolling. Okay, got it. But with all things being said, if this is not a PR campaign, this hurt a lot of people. And there's a lot of people today all over the internet saying they're discontinued their Tradeify. There's a lot of people saying they'll never watch Pat again. How could that be good for either party? You guys could have just, put on your boxing gloves proverbially and did this someplace else than where you did it. I understand both of your reactions. Understand Pat's more than yours, Brett. Texting a guy saying, "Are we done at the end of the day?" Because you've got to know he's not going to like who's on that show, given what we know as a public. I'm the public that you guys are presenting this to, okay? You may say, this dumbass guy hit with his fake hair, doesn't know what he's talking about. We planned this, and that's fine. But you better get your PR handled quickly, because this kind of guy who spends a lot of money buying prop accounts so I can burn through them and make my videos in an obscure way will not be coming back. And there's a lot of people that are not going to be following Pat after this. So, Pat, I don't think that you did yourself any favors the way you handled this and when you put out this video that I'm reacting to now either. But I completely understand your position. I don't know that I would not have done the same thing. All right, Pat.
And yes, I make them a lot of money. A shit ton of money.
What does that mean?
A percentage, right?
What does that mean? What does a lot of money mean? What do these influencers make? They're broadcasting all over their screens, their discount code, and who they're promoting. What do they make? How many tens of thousands of people are spending a couple of $100 each time they blow through a $50,000 prop account? Maybe we need to get to the bottom of this. Maybe there needs to be regulatory stuff. Maybe do we have any regulation on this? Who is looking at this from a regulatory position? Who is looking at this on it? Is this scams? Can an average person with average skills and average intellect, do they have a chance to pass a prop account eval? It's a question. This might be the icebreaker.
I get a cut of what the money they made. I paid them millions and millions of dollars. What the fuck has Jdun done? Jdun done. What has Jdun done? What has he done? What has Jdun done? He's done nothing but scam and be a little piece of shit. Him and Danny Trades fucking scamming. The best part is like the story of basically people paid all this money to have the Danny Trades mentorship when he was in Team Bull. And then I guess, Danny Trades didn't actually do the mentorship. So then Jdun had to refund all these people, but obviously they don't talk about it. Ooh, we're not going to talk about that. Big scam, right? We're not going to talk about that. So again, it's just kind of it's a shame that it had to go this way. It really is. Like I said,
it's a damn shame, like I just said before. But I'm curious to know. There's a lot of people that got so badly burned, they're not even seeing this. They're gone. Their money went poof. Cash went poof, right? If you're going to timestamp something, you timestamp me going poof. Their money went poof. I know. I've had friends, people I referred to this Jdun people whose money went poof, whose BS from these people didn't work whatsoever. You know, some of them are trading options now, not trading futures, and they're doing other things in the markets. But that's a fact. And here's the deal: these shysters, and I'm not saying this guy is or is not. I'm just talking hypotheticals. These shysters, right? They come in, and the ones that want to stay and don't get run out because there's no regulatory thing. There's no like you got to have a license. You're hiding behind a disclaimer. I'm not giving you advice, but you absolutely are influencing people to waste their money. And then they lose their money and they get frustrated and leave. So they're not back here to troll you and to complain about it. Maybe we need to find out where all the money went. And we need to see with all of these online YouTubers and influencers in the financial sector who are hiding behind the disclaimers. Let's just see how many people followed that, though. And do we not need some guidelines more than just a disclaimer? You literally watch some of these guys, including Pat, they're telling you, I'm going long right now. And people just go long right then. Now, I know that Pat has no control over that, but people come there and they spend money, real money, buying the affiliates based on people's input. And maybe we need to have regulation on this. I don't know. I hadn't thought about that. I'm thinking about that right now. Maybe we need regulation, right? Needs to be a timestamp in my video. Let's continue with Pat.
Like Tradeify, I had nothing against them. It was everything was good. But then when I see some shit like this, I'm just like, wow. You know, I can't just stand by and idly let, a partner of mine or a company that I work with, just like I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is this? What is this? How y'all?
Sorry about that language there, but he has a point. If you have a bunch of people under contract, I'm a retired professional sports car driver, and we all had contract terms that said that we get to make decisions and have weigh in on other people that you bring in. If we're with a sponsor, let's look at it this way. If we're with a sponsor that has a very strict social media code and we violate that social media code, we'd be terminated, right? And vice versa, if we had the same code looking the other way, if Nike brought in and did some kind of weird stuff with weird athletes that we didn't think was a part of our brand, we had a right to get paid out and to disassociate ourselves. But all that happened behind doors. Wasn't happening like this in the public. Okay, and it happens a lot. I have a lot of sponsors: Mazda, Ford, Nike, Simpson, a lot of name brand sponsors, and I would do some things I have to run by them, and certainly they would do things they have to run by me. We'd never get to this level. So I'm just wondering if this is not a PR stunt. PR stunt's happening. Is Tradeify in trouble financially? Is Pat in trouble financially? Why did Pat start promoting funded ticks almost exclusively? So, there's other questions we've got to answer beyond this controversy.
Y'all promoting this guy? Like, why would you have him on your live? I don't. It's a weird move. Like I said, I'm walking away from $1 million a year because at the end of the day,
that's no short change.
There's things that I stand for, and I can't work with a company who's going to promote Jdun. If you're going to promote Jdun, then you just might as well fucking know that Wieland is going to be your arch enemy, because how can I partner with this? I know the guy's a scammer. I know he's fucking full of shit. Everything about him is shit. The kid is literally shit. And the people are going to promote this. And I'm just like, that's not what I want to be a part of. That's not what I want to do. And yeah, there it is. If a prop firm promotes a Discord owner that is a proven fucking joke, scam artist, whatever you want to call it, little fuckhead, then that's fine with me. But like, I'm not going to be a partner with that. And hopefully you guys make the right decision. Again, like, I have nothing against Tradeify. I think their business, they run their business the way they're going to run it. I've always gotten paid out. I did the live account. I've worked with the different risk managers. Everything was great. I had no problem with them.
Well, that's all that needs to be said. He had no problem with them. Obviously, he was triggered this morning. I hate using that word. He was set off. At any rate, the damage is done. I'm just concerned about what is the real story. All right, everybody, this video is running really long. I'm just getting started doing these videos. You see how old my account is. I just hadn't done anything. We've been doing B2B consulting, and I just thought, I'm tired of doing that. I'm going to start making some videos and sharing what I do to make a living, and hope it helps other people. But this is a big controversy to me. I will not be renewing my 5 funded accounts with Tradeify. I'm not going to try to blow them, but I'm going to quietly see if I can get them paid out. And then I'm probably just go back to trading cash. Maybe I'll just get the cheapest prop accounts you can get to trade crazy, ridiculous number of lots, and then I'll just trade my personal account on the side. And that seems to be what everybody does. They trade they trade kind of crazy positioning and stuff to me in public, except for Matt over at Rocket Scooter. I think he does a good job and does it the right way. I'm proud to be a member of his site, but the rest, including Pat to some degree, I like his opening range breakouts, but this is kind of weird. It's kind of weird. I don't think I've met any of these guys personally where they would tell me they trade their own money the same way. I certainly don't trade my own money the way that we trade these prop firm accounts. And it's by design. You can hardly pass these things. You could be the most experienced trader. It's hard to pass. Just watch your videos. I'll end with this. Watch their videos close. If they are buying the exact same prop account that you are, let's say it's a $50,000 account, which is meaningless. It says a $2,500 drawdown. You could trade 6 minis, right? You can easily figure out how much before you hit your maximum drawdown during the day. You hit your maximum drawdown and you get somebody's influence. Go, I'm just going to ride it down. I'm just going to ride this down a little bit. I'm riding it down. Well, how in the F are you riding it down if you got the same account as me? Because I just blew my account, or I'm almost blowing my account, and they're riding it down. I'm just going to ride it down. I'm just going to hold it out. Something ain't right in Oz, Tito. That's all I'll say. Everybody, put on your thinking cap. Watch these controversies and protect your own money. Trade these prop accounts. That's fine. But remember, at the end of the day, $5,000 at AMP or any other interactive traders, interactive brokers, whatever, and just trading micros, try to eke yourself out a little money. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, here's my human indicators. Mike Swartz, Trades with Matt, Rocket Scooter, Pat, and I use Alex TWB for my book map because he has an elaborate in-time book map live out there that's free that would cost you $18 a month to have the same deal. Between those and figuring out your setups, you should do fine. Peace out, JD.